So as we were discussing, now a reverse transcriptase is an enzyme that is helping conversion in converting viral single stranded RNA into double stranded DNA. Essentially, what will this do is this DNA, this new DNA which has been produced, is a mutated form and it is able to integrate into human cell and human this thing DNA much more easily. And generally, what happens is because of reverse transcriptase, you can have several mutations of that same gene. That is why it is very, very tricky and very hard to treat uh, retroviruses. Okay, HIV, HTLV, retroviruses mean you have two types. Retroviruses, two known types. Okay, we have HTLV and there is HIV. Okay, human immunodeficiency virus and human T lymphotropic virus. Okay, this may be two types. Type 1, type 2. HIV also has type 1 and type 2. Okay. Now, essentially, current antiretrovirals or current antivirals affect the host cell as well. Whatever retroviral you are giving, it will inherently damage the host cell as well because the retrovirus is integrating much better into the host cell and it is getting integrated much more strongly into the host cell. More often than not, what happens is when you give antiretroviral, it will start affecting the human cell as well. One advantage of giving antiretroviral, even though we know the treatment will not occur as such, but you can manage the condition. It will be able to antiretrovirals prolong and they improve quality of life, and they generally postpone complications of AIDS as well. Specifically, जब अपन HIV के लिए treat करते हैं patient को, there's something called HAART. AART which is used. ठीक है, highly active antiretroviral therapy बोलते हैं इसको heart. Now this is used to suppress HIV and it is also used to improve the prognosis of the patient. The idea behind it is that you will be able to prolong the patient's life, you will be able to improve the quality of life that they are having, and then you'll be able to postpone the complications that will occur with AIDS. Because AIDS में essentially क्या हो रहा है अब लोगों को अच्छा AIDS आप लोगों को ये ईयर होगा एड्स में क्या होता दैट वायरस इज कमिंग एंड इट इज योर टी सेल्स जो है you have CD4 plus and CD8 plus T cells, right? Last year ये पढ़े थे immunity में. You have two different types of T cells. You have one cytotoxic T cells and you have T helper cells, right? There are two types of T cells that you have. This retroviruses or specifically AIDS virus, HIV virus, this fellow will target your CD8 plus cell. It will inhabit into the cell. It will start proliferating into the cell, because of which your body is not able to recognize that virus as a foreign agent, and it is not able to kill it in time. That is why HIV is very dangerous and it is not treatable. Another big important reason is that its DNA material is highly changeable. Okay, it will whenever retrovirus is affecting a person, it will mutate quite a lot. Even in the person, it can mutate quite a lot. That is why initially when you start, let's suppose there is a person who got affected by HIV at the age of 30, and they started showing symptoms and all at the age of 40. Takes generally for 10 to 15 years for symptomology to develop, proper symptomology. ये 40 years की एज पे when they started, let us suppose they started treatment, what happens is within a few years you'll have to keep on changing the treatment, or else those drugs will not work essentially because the virus will start mutating and will start adapting to the drug as such. That is why you'll have to keep on changing the drug. That is why HIV is very dangerous. Okay. uh, that is इसलिए reverse transcriptase inhibitors or essentially antiretrovirals do not treat the virus or it will not treat the condition. It will simply improve the patient's quality of life. And what will happen is because immune system is getting affected, the patient will start having a lot of opportunistic infections because of HIV. So because T cell is getting affected, this cell will start dying. Your immunity will go down. Any person who is affected by HIV, their immunity will severely go down. Whenever a person has very low immunity, opportunistic infections will take place and they will be very severe, meaning a common cold will stay for a much longer period of time. There is a good chance that the patients will develop TB, other infections which they should generally be immune to, or their body should be able to fight. But because of HIV, their immunity is not able to cope up with that. Okay, that is the problem with HIV. Antiretrovirals will simply prolong that. They will not let complications occur that easily, or they will at least push the complications away for a while. They'll postpone them. Now, antiretrovirals are divided into three categories. If you're not understanding anything, please feel free to stop me and ask. Okay, I don't mind repeating anything you can, because I am asking you questions in the next class. If you did not understand anything, ask. You can put it in the chat. You can use your microphone, whatever is fine with you. Antiretroviral agents are of three types. You have NRTIs, you have NNRTIs, and you have PIs, protease inhibitors. Okay. Look at the first one, NRTIs. The NRTIs will represent nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitors. जो अपन DNA and RNA के टाइम पे पढ़े थे, nucleoside, that nucleoside. So nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitors. Okay. This is essentially your NRT. And R, P, and I. Okay. Examples इसमें आते zidovudine, stamivudine, lamivudine, abacavir, ये पूरे आते इसमें आ रहे आपके zidovudine, lamivudine, stavudine, and abacavir. Okay. Let's start zidovudine. Zidovudine is also called AZT. Yes. The mechanism of action is that it will inhibit reverse transcriptase. Both NRTIs and NNRTIs have the capability of inhibiting, competitively inhibiting the enzyme reverse transcriptase. They will not let reverse transcriptase attach to its substrate, okay? Or substrate will not be attached to reverse transcriptase, and what will happen is DNA chain elongation does not occur as a result. So यहाँ पर जो ssRNA है वायरस का, that is getting converted into dsDNA, right? With the help of reverse transcriptase. What zidovudine does is it will inhibit this enzyme. Okay, it will competitively inhibit reverse transcriptase, and essentially what will happen is chain elongation does not occur. It will terminate DNA chain elongation. Essentially, it will not kill the virus as such, but it will stop its growth. Okay, that is the mechanism of action of zidovudine. Now, this has no effect on viruses that have already integrated into your DNA. इसका मतलब ये है कि if the virus, let us suppose you have a HIV virus, let's suppose this is the epithelial cell, and there are, suppose this is the HIV virus, this is another HIV virus. Let us suppose this is the human nucleus and this is the human DNA. Okay. Now, this zidovudine will only work on the step where this RNA is getting integrated into this. It will not work on DNA or RNA which has already integrated into human nucleus. I repeat once again, this drug zidovudine will only stop the RNA from getting integrated, or it will stop viral RNA from getting attached into human RNA, human DNA, sorry. It will not inhibit viral DNA which has already integrated or which has already bound itself to human DNA. So host chromosome में अगर already integrate हो गया whether it will not have any effect. Zidovudine will have no effect on that. But if there are viral molecules or viral RNA molecules which are about to get integrated, उसको stop करता है. Okay? Now the reason why zidovudine is called AZT is because it's the thymidine analog. It is the nucleoside. Okay, the thymidine analog is called azidotymidine. Okay, that is why zidovudine is also called AZT. Zidovudine is only effective on retroviruses. And another very important part about, or very important step, whenever you give zidovudine to patients, ask them to take plenty of water. Okay, take the drug with plenty of water. Very important. Okay. Generally, adult dose will be around 300 mg twice a day. Children's dose will be based on their surface area, body surface area. 180 mg per meter square of their body surface area. Maximum you go about 200 mg, 3 to 4 times a day, not more than that. Okay. Coming to the PK of the drug, absorption is decent. Absorption is actually very rapid. Oral absorption is rapid. The bioavailability it achieves is about 65%. Pretty decent, nothing to worse. It gets metabolized through your liver very, very quickly. The T half is around 1 hour. That is why you'll have to give several doses. Okay. This drug will not last in your body for a long period of time. T half is 1 hour. It will maybe last for 2, 3 hours, not more than that. Okay. Generally speaking, this drug gets excreted because it is getting metabolized through liver. Most of it will get excreted through urine. 15 to 20% of the drug gets excreted unchanged. Okay. Excretion जो है 15 to 20% of drug will not get metabolized, it will get excreted unchanged. The rest of the drug gets excreted through urine. Okay. It achieves decent level in plasma, about 50% concentration in CSF that is being achieved in plasma. जितना भी concentration plasma में होता, let us suppose there is X% of concentration that is being achieved in plasma, half of that, so X by 2%, will get achieved in CSF. Okay? It crosses placenta and it is found in milk. Crosses placenta and milk. Okay. So lactating women में उनके milk में you will see this drug. Why is this important? Let us suppose there is a lady who has HIV and they get pregnant. Okay. Let us suppose there is a HIV positive lady who is getting pregnant. Okay. Now you can give zidovudine in these patients. It is safe to give in pregnancy, so that the transmission from mother to child does not occur. Okay. HIV transmission from mother to child can be stopped if you are giving zidovudine in pregnancy or during pregnancy. You can prevent the passage of HIV from mother to child. Very, very important point. Okay. If you give it in pregnancy, you might be able to prevent the passage of HIV virus from mother to child. Okay. Because it is able to cross placenta. Specific adverse effects of zidovudine include anorexia. It can cause neutropenia. Especially these both are dose related. The higher the dose, the more severe its effect. Okay. Other effects such as nausea, anorexia, abdominal pain, headache, insomnia, myalgia, ये पूरे start of the treatment में होते हैं. So nausea, anorexia, insomnia. You'll also see headaches. You might see myalgia, muscle aches. Okay. ये पूरे start of therapy. This will happen during the start of therapy or start of treatment. Eventually, the patient will get used to it and you will not see any adverse effect. All of this only occurs during the start of the treatment. Eventually, all of these will dissipate. Okay. Then we have NNRTs. Now, some important interactions that you have to remember about zidovudine is that don't give it with paracetamol. Paracetamol increases toxicity of AZT. Okay. Paracetamol increases AZT toxicity. Azole antifungals, your ketoconazole, fluconazole, they will inhibit metabolism of this drug. Azole antifungals inhibit metabolism. Okay. Another thing is that do not give it with nephrotoxic, myelosuppressive, or probenecid drugs. It will increase toxicity. Okay, so nephrotoxic like aminoglycoside, nephrotoxic drugs, myelosuppressive drugs that will suppress your bone marrow. Myelosuppressive myelosuppressive drugs में आता है आपका chloramphenicol, there is flucytosine, carbamazepine, linezolid, ये पूरे myelosuppressive and probenecid. Probenecid is a uricosuric drug. Probenecid. Similar to allopurinol. Given in gout, it increases uric acid excretion. That uric acid does not get accumulated in the body. Okay. All of this will increase toxicity if you are giving it with zidovudine. Okay. Another thing is that same class में zidovudine के साथ stavudine बोल के आता है. Stavudine, sorry. So there is a drug called stavudine. Falls under the same NRTA class. This is also an NRTA. But if you combine zidovudine and stavudine, both of them are antagonistic. Okay? They will cause mutual antagonism. They will inhibit each other's function. So do not combine stavudine and zidovudine. Okay? Generally, this zidovudine is given in combination with two other antiretroviral agents. So एक NNRTI and एक protease inhibitor के साथ मिला के देते हैं आप ये drug. Now, coming to NNRTIs, which are same nucleosidal reverse transcriptase inhibitors, these are non-nucleosidal reverse transcriptase inhibitors. So this remains the same as the last class. This is only non. Okay. इसमें आते you have nevirapine. There's also another drug called efavirenz. Very popular. ठीक है डिस्कस nevirapine इसको NVP बोल के represent करते हैं because these are given in combinations. Generally they are abbreviated. Zidovudine is AZT, nevirapine is NVP, efavirenz is EFV. ठीक है जैसा एंटी ट्यूबरकुलोसिस के ड्रग्स को abbreviate कर रहे थे इसको भी abbreviate करते हैं. These drugs will also inhibit reverse transcriptase. It is just that they are non-nucleosidal, have the same mechanism of action as reverse transcriptase inhibitors. They will get inside the cell and they will inhibit the reverse transcriptase. They will essentially inactivate it. Okay? Inactivate reverse transcriptase of virus. Inhibits replication as such. Now, one important thing about nevirapine is it can be used in pregnancy. Safe in pregnancy. You can use it during labor. You can also give it in newborns to prevent vertical transmission. So vertical transmission is where the infection is occurring. HIV is passing through mother to child. वो stop करने के लिए भी आप nevirapine दे सकते हैं. Very very useful. And it is generally more potent than AZT. It is more nevirapine. NVP is more potent or better effective than AZT. Zidovudine से ज़्यादा अच्छा काम करता है ये, ठीक है? On HIV1, but not on HIV2. It will work better than zidovudine on HIV1, but not on HIV2. Coming to PK, now oral absorption is decent, pretty good actually. Undergoes liver metabolism. Okay. T-half is pretty long. T-half is around 30 to 45 hours. Okay. It undergoes urinary excretion. Now, one important thing about nevirapine and efavirenz both is that they are microsomal enzyme enhancers. Okay, especially if you are giving nevirapine and efavirenz together, they will cause mutual enhancement. Okay, nevirapine, NVP, and efavirenz are microsomal enzyme inducers भी बोल सकते हैं इसको या enhancer भी बोल सकते हैं. They will increase the production of this enzyme. So avoid giving it with other inducers, avoid giving it with other inhibitors as well. So other inducers will include rifampicin or another inhibitor will be ketoconazole. वैसे drugs के साथ do not give nevirapine. Common adverse effects that will occur with nevirapine is NGP के साथ you will see rashes, very common rashes. You can see nausea, headache. You might have to warn the patient about rashes because this is very common with nevirapine. The patient might have fever, they will develop fever, and they will see increased liver enzymes. ALT, AST, ALP, वो पूरे बढ़ जाते हैं. GGT, all of that. Okay, it is potentially hepatotoxic. It may cause hepatotoxicity in some patients. Okay. So that is about nevirapine. Then we have protease inhibitors. The last class in reverse transcriptase inhibitors. Why is protease important? Protease क्या करता? This enzyme is required for enzyme activation. Whenever protease is present, it is able to how should I put it? See, viral proteins जो रहते हैं ना, which are being formed after replication, these viral proteins are very long. Okay? For them to be read properly and for them to perform individual tasks, these will be converted into shorter proteins. Now, these short proteins might be enzymes, they might perform other functions as well. Okay? They might make capsules, they might make other cell organelles of the virus itself. Whenever replication is occurring, replication of the retrovirus, after replication, the result will be protein, viral protein synthesis. These viral proteins, which are initially synthesized, will be very long. These long proteins are generally broken down into shorter proteins with the help of protease. ठीक है, without the ये लंबे proteins को अगर आप छोटे नहीं करें, if you're not able to cut down these longer proteins into shorter proteins, they will not be able to perform individual tasks. So these shorter proteins can be classified into enzymes. Some will be cell organelles, some will be capsules. They will perform each and different functions. Protease inhibitors will essentially inhibit this. Okay, it will not let short proteins be formed, and essentially it will not let uh, viral replication complete. Okay, it will bind to protease and it will interfere with the cleaving function of protease. Okay, protease essentially is an enzyme that is breaking proteins. यहाँ पर if those long proteins are not broken down, they will not be able to convert into shorter proteins which are taking responsibility of individualistic functions of the virus. तो कैप्सूल बनाना है वायरस का, सेल ऑर्गेनल्स बनाना है, एंजाइम्स बनाना है, जो भी बनाना है वायरस का, that is being taken care by shorter proteins. If you do not have protease, you will not be able to produce shorter proteins, hence viral replication will not be completed. That is the function of protease inhibitor. Okay, it will essentially stop viral maturation from occurring. In the whole process of viral replication, it will stop the step of maturation. Okay. Now, protease inhibitors may you have saquinavir, indinavir, ritonavir. Discuss about indinavir. Okay. Abbreviated IDD. Please don't get confused between the names. यहाँ पर you need to practice a little bit before you can write them properly in an exam, because several of them will end with vir. You can get confused. कौन सी class में कौन सा आता है? That is why memorize one or two, not more than two in each class. You'll get unnecessarily confused. You will eventually learn them over the years, but for now, two is enough. Okay? You take this on empty stomach. Okay. Generally, this drug has it is intolerant. It can cause GI intolerance. Okay. Essentially, GI intolerance will be seen as abdominal pain, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting. Some patients might have malaise, uneasy feeling. They will have fatigue, because they're not able to digest food and they'll have a lot of problems, abdominal problems also. Okay. Take with excessive fruits. Take with excessive fluids. ठीक है. Generally अगर आप ले रहे तो ये excessive fluid इसलिए ले रहे हैं so that you can avoid nephrolithiasis. Nephrolithiasis to avoid. ठीक है. Nephrolithiasis is kidney stone formation. If you don't take enough amount of fluid, Indinavir has the potential of inducing the formation of kidney stones. ठीक है. तो kidney stones avoid करने के लिए increase the amount of fluids that you are giving with Indinavir. Bioavailability of the drug is about, we talk about the PK parameters, that is, it gets absorbed very, very rapidly. Bioavailability was over 65%. Yeah. Liver metabolism. About most of it gets excreted through urine. Less than 20% gets excreted unchanged. Unchanged. Because this will also get excreted through urine. Overdosage of this drug might be a problematic. Indinavir ka overdosage might cause myocardial infarction or it might cause angina or both symptoms. Okay, so be careful when you are giving Indinavir in cardio patients who have cardiac problems. Okay, whenever you give higher doses of Indinavir, it can trigger heart attack or it can cause angina. EHAF is about 1.8 to 2 hours. Okay. Main adverse effects I told you cause GI intolerance. So abdominal pain, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting. Some patients will have malaise fatigue with Indinavir. Okay. So with that, we have completed antiviral agents. Tomorrow I'll start malaria. I will finish malaria in this class as well, but apparently not.